Okay, now let's analyze this example of an effective email and analyze it section by section and see what makes this an effective email. Okay, so in this column, you'll find the different sections of this email, and here you'll find the examples for these sections. So the first section that is found in every good email is a clear subject line. So it is, well, in this email, we have that, obviously. Clarification on task one. So let's put it here as well. And the second one is a polite greeting. Do we have a polite greeting in this one? Yes, we do. Dear Hocam, it starts with. So it's a polite greeting. And the next one is self-introduction and purpose of the email. So if the receiver and the sender don't know each other very well, they should always introduce themselves in the email. And do we have that here in this email? Yes, we do. My name is Bruce Dickinson, member of your section 10 ENGL 311 class. And do we have the purpose of the email? Not really. So that's something missing in this email. You should always tell what your uh, purpose in writing this email is, and afterwards explain it further. Okay, so it would be really great if the student included some information like, I'm writing this email to ask for clarification on task one. That would also be perfect. And the next one is thanks. Does this student thank the instructor? No. He or she just says, awaiting your reply, which is okay in certain cases, but here a statement like, thank you for considering my request, or thank you for your help would be a lot better. So that is something missing in our email. And finally, we have a closing line. And do we have a closing line here? Yes, it says, sincerely, Bruce Dickinson. And as you see, we got this example here. Okay, most of the time, if it's not a personal email, you are trying to convince or persuade the receiver to do something for you. Okay, so that's why it must be persuasive. Your email must be persuasive. And how can we do that? How can we achieve that? You can appeal to emotions, logic, or authority in an email. Not all of them at once, but maybe one or two. Okay? So let's further explain what these are. The first appeal is emotion. So you can address the receiver's emotions. An appeal to the reader's emotions, beliefs, or values. And the next one is logic. When you're using logic to persuade your receiver, the person that you're writing the email to, you can use arguments that use explanations, causes, consequences, or conditions. Okay. And the next one is authority. So you can use others' opinions, experts, authorities, scientists, researchers' opinions to support your claims. Of course, it depends on what kind of an email you're writing. So let's recap. You can use emotions or logic or authority to persuade the receiver when you want that person to do something for you. Okay, people. Now, I want you to go back to this effective email, okay, and see if it addresses emotions, logic, or authority. Okay, so what does this student use to persuade the teacher? Does he use emotions or logic or authority? I'll give you 30 seconds for that, but please don't say the answer out loud. Okay, just keep it to yourself for a minute. Okay, I'm sure you got the answer. It's clear enough. So look at these keywords. By apologizing for missing the first lecture, or I wish I had a better excuse, or I sadly missed all the fun. So obviously, the student appeals to the emotions of the teacher or professor. Okay? All right, let's take a look at the other examples, other appeal types examples. So the first one was emotion, and we saw an example in the effective email that we studied a minute ago, and it includes an appeal to the reader's emotions, beliefs, or values. Another example would be, I would like to study in Europe because my great-grandparents emigrated from there, and I have always wanted to trace my family history. So, for example, if you're making an application to a school, then you could use this sentence, right? And it appeals to emotions. And what about logic? We said arguments that use explanations, causes, consequences, or conditions. An example would be, if I study abroad, I will develop intercultural skills that will make me a better leader. So we got a reason, result, relationship here. Cause, consequence, right? And finally, we got authority, using experts' opinions to support your claims. An example would be, research has demonstrated, has shown that language learners perform better in other academic subjects. So here we are deferring to what scientists or researchers using their authority to convince our receiver. Okay, so that's enough for now. Now we're going to practice by looking at other examples.